Hello, Dr. Fred Ray Librand here with the writing course, advancedwritingresources.com, sharing with you our top 12 tips about how to write, how to help students learn how to write. This principle is mildly complicated, and as far as I know, it's probably about the only original thing that I've stumbled on, except maybe the spelling point, in my learning of writing over the years. I mean, there are, I guess, little dinky things I know, but this is a little unique. And I know because in other books I've written, I've had editors take the time to write me a letter and say, this principle changed their life. And I think it is one of the more helpful things to me personally. Let me tell you what it is. So tip number 8 is the words create the thought. Tip number 8 is the words create the thought. Now that doesn't sound like much, but it's kind of important because it's actually putting the words down that then creates the thought. So just think if you're accidentally writing, you say, you could write, I hat you, okay? So that was a mistake. You meant to say, I hate you. You might even misspell and say, I loathe you. That means don't like. When you meant to say, I love you. Well, if someone reads, I loathe you, their inclination is going to be able to understand it because those words in combination are going to create a thought for them, that you loathe them, that you hat them, you put something on it. They may guess, given our autocorrect world, exactly what you're getting at, but they simply may not. And the power of that is that when you understand it, you'll realize that what you do is you have a thought that you want to put out there, and then you just play around with the words and see if they create the thought or something even better. That's why it's so amazing that you can be sitting there writing and suddenly write something even better than you were thinking because the words you just wrote generated a thought. And it is incredibly exciting to experience that. So if you know this is the game, you don't have to start thinking you've got to know what you're going to write before you write it. Remember I was doing a class one time and one of the students was looking up and thinking and I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm thinking about what to write. I said, oh, well, this isn't thinking class. This is writing class. If you want to do a thinking class, I'd love to do one of those. Your parents would be happy to pay for it, I guess, and we can do a thinking class. But this is a writing class. So you want to get in motion. So you have an intention. And the intention is, that I want the raccoon to run away from the dogs. That's just the intention. But you're going to have to put words out there. Scamper thought for a moment about taking on one or two of the dogs because he had won before. But this time there were too many. He was in a good old-fashioned fight. And in a good old-fashioned fight, when the odds are against you, it's better to turn today and run away, to live to fight some other day. Okay, so I could write all that up, right? I was just making that up. Word after word after word after word. If I didn't like some of them, scratch them out. If I liked them, I kept them. If I want to redo it, I can redo it. But get in your mind this principle that number 8 tip is the words create the thought. You're not trying to know exactly what you're going to say before you start putting words down there and discovering it. Get the intention clear, but just play with the words and watch what happens. Hope you find that helpful.